The following podcast contains coarse language and adult themes. This week on the show, holy shit! It's Zach Cregger's Weapons. I'm Reegs.
I'm Eddie.
And this is the Film Addicts podcast. Hey friends, and welcome back to the Film Addicts podcast. I'm here with Addy, who's currently racing out of his parental home at a mad clip with his arms dangling listlessly behind him. It's 3 a.m. and he's not going to turn up at school tomorrow, and some teacher's going to get cancelled. What's happening, buddy?
Woo!
They did. There was no woo. They did not woo. Those children.
That is true.
They just ran out, and I must tell you, I thought they were going to become like incendiary. I thought they were going to become explosive people, and they were like, when they run at people, they blow up. And I'm a little disappointed that didn't happen.
Well, it kind of happened. Well, that's the plan anyway. But
they blow up emotionally and physically, but they don't seem to blow up like little human bombs. But maybe that's not the best thing to do these days. But anyway, that's what we're talking about. Talk about weapons. It's an excellent picture. Fantastic follow-up for Mr. Cregger after Barbarian. Love the way that he wrote this film too, where he was just like, had an idea for the teacher and the dad character, you know, Josh Brolin's character, and okay, the kid's going to go missing. Why do they go missing? And he got 50 pages in before he figured it out, and that's like I said to you when we were chatting. That's the opposite of AI. Is true inspiration, something coming, you know, literally within the process of finding it, you know, as opposed to jumping to the middle. Yeah, I know we bang on about AI a lot here, but it fucking sucks. So there you go.
It does. It fucking sucks, and it's soulless.
It is, yeah. It's you take the humanity out of something, and especially art, and it no longer has value. But regardless of weapons or AI weapons or whatever's going on, what's happening with you?
Oh man, nothing much. I had to make myself tea to just come to the realization that I am actually recording at 6:30, and then you sent me a message that it's not 6:30. It
was, yeah. I got a little bit held up with a work meeting because it's a different time here. So yeah, there was a particular event that we had to do a debrief for. But yeah, I'm sorry it's so early. What kind of tea do you have? What flavor is it? Oh
man, it's a 3-in-1 meal.
Kumquat.
Ah, Christ.
That's a real thing. I wasn't being dirty. That's a citrus fruit. Is a kumquat.
Really?
It's spelt exactly how it sounds as well. Yeah. Kumquat. There. Yeah. Let's go. Little. I'm gonna keep saying it. Kumquat.
I have to look it up.
It's a little. Yeah. Like a tiny little orange. Very sour. They make jam out of it and things like that. But yeah. I think it's CUMQUAT.
No, it's not spelled CUM. It is KUM.
That's really disappointing. In my head, it remains cum.
Just all over.
Just citrusy cum.
Oh, fuck. That reminds me.
Does it? What could that possibly remind you of?
Well, I'll tell you what the tea is made out of, though. It's a 3-in-1 tea from Myanmar. You just put it into hot water. It's instant.
Like most tea.
Yeah, that's true.
What is? I don't understand what 3-in-1 means.
Well, 3-in-1 is basically it's just tea powder. So you can put it into either hot water or milk, hot milk.
Oh, okay. So it's not like tea leaves.
No, I do have those as well.
Yeah, of course you do. I'm just interested that it was a powder to begin with. That's like chai or matcha. Delicious. What's been happening in your world, in your sphere?
Nothing much. I mean, it's been fucking raining like cats and dogs.
I don't know what that means.
Well, it's just been raining really hard. And sometimes
yeah, I know, but like
cats
it's been
fall.
raining like cats and dogs. Neither cats nor dogs rain. They certainly don't fall from the sky with alarming frequency. It's a strange thing.
So semen everywhere and not a drop to drink.
Excuse me. Oh, my good gravy. Anyway, if you haven't done anything, have you watched anything? Should we talk about that?
Yeah, we should. But first, how are you doing?
I'm teetering on the edge of oblivion, rather. Just lots going on all at once. But I'm here. I'm queer, and and it's beautiful. It's just been a really, really steady production week. You know, those of you who listen to the show regularly will understand that we've had some gaps in release. I'm working 7 days a week at the moment, just trying to get stuff done. And I've taken on 2 more like documentary projects for the end of the year, which should be my only thing. So things should start calming down a little bit and I can focus a bit more on podding. So we'll be a little bit more regular. But yeah, it's just been a hectic kind of 3 months, really. Just working on music video after music video after music video, which is great. I'm very grateful to be tired from a job that I once dreamed of having. But yeah, it does make the mornings a little bit tougher. But anyway, I watched some cool shit. So let's talk about that. What
are we watching?
No, what
are
we
fucking watching?
Watching. What are we fucking and watching? Pornography. Here we go. What are we watching? It's some good stuff. I want to hear about yourself first. You do the first.
No, you go first.
I went to the Astor to see Jaws in 4K for its 50th anniversary release. It's special. It's a special picture to me. I love it so much. And it's like any time, anywhere I watch. Like I could watch that movie every day. I really, really could. I know that sounds insane, but I just adore it. It's just a perfect picture, and I know it so well. It's like music to me now. I just hear it, and it feels there's a familiarity, and you know I had a real connection to it. You know, when the huge Astor screen in that 4K, I was on the boat. You know, I was in those moments, and like I think we said on our Jaws commentary, which you can find on YouTube, everybody. I made a post about it the other day. We did a commentary for Jaws a couple of years ago, and you can check that out. So it's syncable commentary. But like I said on that, it's just, if that was made now, it'd be Sharknado. It'd be a sci-fi joint, and it'd be a fucking piece of shit. But it was a prestige picture. It was the birth of the modern blockbuster. It was, you know, changed everything. And you had legit actors in there doing legit work about a movie about a giant terrorizing shark. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You couldn't make that movie outside of the 70s and not have it be like a joke. Yeah, it's pitch perfect. We're all very lucky to live in a universe where that film was successfully made. Yeah. And the other thing I saw was Darren Aronofsky's new films, Caught Stealing. Me and Emily went to the cinema, which is a rarity because she works a lot of nights. So we went on a Sunday afternoon and saw Caught Stealing. She's a big fan of Austin Butler. She hasn't seen heaps of his work. He's just the most attractive person who's ever lived. So, and I tend to agree. But we saw him in Masters of Air and Elvis. And I said, do you want to go and see this new picture? And she said, yes. And it's fantastic. It's not like any other Aronofsky film. It's really playful and contemporary. It's just a 90s style crime comedy, really, but with some real hard-hitting drama, like Pulp Fiction. You know, it's like they have the dance at Jack Rabbit Slims, and then 10 minutes later, Mia's ODing. Like, it's really, and it's not funny. Yeah, it's a really great film. It's set in the 90s, but also feels very 90s. Austin Butler said that Aronofsky said to him, look, I just want to have fun making movies again. And that's kind of what this is. And you feel it, it's really interesting. It went to a bunch of places I didn't think it was going to go. It really surprised me at every turn. He's absolutely a star. Like, he's new Hollywood royalty. Like, he's going to be a big player in years to come. He's looking at being the new Leo, Yeah, and it also comes off the back of this fantastic wave. Like, the trailers that we saw during that film were for Honey Don't, the new Coen brothers picture, or Ethan Coen picture, which I saw yesterday, which I'll talk about another time. But One Battle After Another, Paul Thomas Anderson's new film that's coming out. There's another one by the director of Place Beyond the Pines with Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst, where he plays a fugitive who hides out at a toy store. And it's all this, and Em leaned over to me and she's like, these all look really fucking good. And it's because during COVID, I feel, this is our thesis on it anyway, during COVID, all of these people couldn't, or the strike even, all these people had to write everything on spec. And what did they write? They all wrote original pieces of material that were social commentary or social satire without being, you know, social justice warrior shit. But it was an antidote to the unyielding barrage of IP stuff that we had even throughout that period and leading up to it. You know, the Marvel machine, the DC machine, the Disney machine, all that stuff, remakes, sequels, prequels, trequels, all that shit. And now you've got this fantastic wave of independent looking cinema coming back to the big screen, you know, stuff that is for the cinema, not for streaming and not for downloading. It's you know, I mean, Superman is available to download already. Just because Peacemaker was coming out and they wanted to tie it in. Like, that's a marketing thing. That has nothing to do with, you know, art. That's all commerce. So no shade to anybody who's, you know, made that decision, but it's clearly a business decision. But yeah, it's really exciting to see this stuff because I haven't seen this kind of wave since, you know, the 1950s and 1960s musicals kind of went away, and then the 70s, all the independent filmmakers took over, and you have the most, you know, amazing, prolific decade of cinema in history because of that. So I feel like we're about to enter a really, really interesting stage, and Caught Stealing is sort of one of the first stops on whatever this train line is. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's really cool. Yeah,
I recently watched Materialist, and before that they played the trailer for Caught Stealing, and I've only the only thing that I'd seen of it was the set photo of Matt Smith with the fucking crazy hair.
He's great in it. He's so great in it.
I'm excited to watch it.
Zoe Kravitz. Yeah, she's awesome. And Liev Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio as the two Jewish mobsters. Just spectacular. Like, yeah. And it's a New York film as well. It's really it's exceptionally good. I had a great time with it. So
it's awesome.
What have you been watching?
Oh man, just so much fucking shit.
Tell me about it.
Well, I started rewatching Normal People.
Why? Do you hate yourself?
Yes, kind of.
It's serious business.
Yeah, like every time I watch it, it's not good. But it's good. It's an incredible show. People should watch it. Maybe with tissue sometimes.
For both reasons, yeah.
Oh fuck.
Whatever. Don't leave the door open and then complain that you let the dog out. All right.
Is that an anal joke? There has to be, right?
No, it was not an anal joke. It was my dog. I'm the dog who is filth, and you left the door open and then complained that I got out. Well, don't leave the door open. It was too easy. Don't talk about tissues and shit and normal people, those two sexy people.
Yeah, that is true.
And then all the tears also. It's fucking two of the best looking people who've ever lived, mate.
It's also just fucking, there's a fucking every episode. It's just
yeah.
I realized that on this rewatch. Oh, my 27th rewatched. I fucking realized that the fucking every episode.
You'd never get away with that in any other place. I mean, I know that was sort of a British-Irish hybrid kind of, you know, production. If an American TV show came out where teenagers were fucking, it'd get cancelled overnight.
Yeah, well,
like proper. I don't mean like alluding to it. I mean on camera fucking, you know?
It would have been on Netflix, and then Netflix would have cancelled it after first season.
Yeah, exactly. There's too many dicks and fannies in this. But having said that, though, like Caught Stealing and Honey Don't, which I saw yesterday, which is, you know, a detective story about a lesbian detective, played by Margaret Qualley. All the sex scenes were really in Caught Stealing as well. There's one, but they were visceral and real, and there was a tangibleness to them. Like, cinema has been sexless for about 10 years because of Marvel movies and The Rock, you know what I mean? All that stuff. No, we can't. Mummies and daddies do that, and nobody else has ever touched a dick with a finger or looked at a vagina for longer than 3 minutes, because they were doing an exam of some sort. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just, tits don't exist. It was this weird sort of sexless period of time, and now it seems like all the independent filmmakers are like, nah, sex is good and naughty, like it's. I like that. It's it feels more real. Anyway, normal people. What else?
I finally finished watching the first season of The Sopranos. I did not think I would like it, but I really fucking do. It's not available anywhere here, so I have to fucking wait 50 minutes to watch 3 minutes of one episode. It's really painful.
Oh, because it's naughty. Woke up this morning and got myself a gun.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I know about it. Sopranos is excellent. It's kind of like that and HBO's The Wire as well. I mean, HBO kind of started it all, but yeah, they were kind of the beta test for what long form dramatic storytelling could be on TV, and now that's all we have. That's what it is. They really changed the game. It stopped being episodic, sort of story by story stuff like Law and Order and all that shit, or sitcoms. It started becoming a viable place to do proper cinematic dramatic work. So yeah, it's a great show. I love it. R.I.P. James Gandolfini. I know he fucking died ages ago, but still.
It's a massive talent. I also found out he was on Sesame Street at one point.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. He was the biggest star in the world for a while. Like, Sopranos was huge,
I think it fucking ended before I even had the consciousness to know what a TV show was.
I don't even think you would have been alive, honestly.
No, it fucking ended in 2003 or 2005?
Yeah, right, okay. No, I don't think you would have been watching The Sopranos at 4 or whatever.
A couple of other things I watched. I really want to talk about K-pop Demon Hunters because I didn't get the chance to talk about it last episode. Man, this movie is so fucking good. It's genuinely, it shows you how fucking stupid Sony Pictures is, because they took 3 years making this immaculate film, and then they sold it to Netflix for $80 million. Knowing that it wouldn't make any money for them. And then it's become the most watched Netflix movie ever.
Of course it is. Look at the pedigree of it. It's like female protagonist, K-pop, like genre shit, and it's animated. Like, the only other thing that you would have to put in that to make it worth going to is a fucking cocaine or something, or chocolate, something everybody loves.
Oh, they eat Korean food in it, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go. They're having bimbap,
That's how it opens.
Or barbecue. Yeah. It opens with meeting bimbap. That's awesome.
And yeah.
Yeah, Johnny sent me a thing saying that they're making a sequel, and he's like, you've got to watch it now.
That's awesome. I'm in love with this film, and I'm obsessed. And it has one of the most incredibly heart-touching songs I've ever heard, with This Is What It Sounds Like and Golden. Both of them are great. It deals with so many heavy themes for an animated film. And it's really fucking good, man. It's incredibly well made.
I might get a bit of the Tibet and sit back in my rug up and just check it out,
Yeah, it's awesome, and like they're doing sing-along screenings in the US only, but it's so fucking great to see people unabashedly love something so passionately. It always brings me joy. That's
awesome. Yeah, you can't ask for much more than that.
A couple of like new watches, like things I watched for the first time. Stand By Me, directed by Rob Reiner.
Yeah. Great picture.
Yeah, fuck, man. That broke me so much. Oh, it was really great. We did it for our film club, and it was great. I had nothing much to say. He came right after me recommending The Wild Robot as well.
The what?
The Wild Robot.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a journey picture too. They work perfectly. That's a good double bill.
Yeah. I watched The Materialist.
Check out our episode on the Wild Robot from last year, everybody. It was our favourite movie of the year, pretty much.
Yeah, it was number 2 for you and number 1 for me.
What was my number 1? Oh, Anora. Yeah.
I can't in good conscience recommend that to people.
Anora.
Yeah, or at least like my fucking circle, because they were like, "Oh, sex! Oh my god."
Well, again, it's one of those things I'm saying, about these independent movies coming out that just like taking the power back. I love it. Not just the sex thing, but like an interesting original. That's the big thing. Is that I know Caught Stealing was based on a book, but a lot of this stuff is all someone and a human writer sitting down. I'm shouting at you like I want that as a side for my meal. I would like to have some poppadoms and a writer. That hang on, I've lost my train of thought. That's someone sitting down at a typewriter and a page that has nothing on it. It's just white, and they have built something. They have pulled something from nowhere, from inside themselves or from the ether, and put it on paper. And no one has ever said those words before or had those thoughts before. Do you know what I mean? Like that, the originality is so absent in the way that we consume media these days. Everything is a copy of a copy of a copy, or it's a retro thing, something coming back to make people my age feel nostalgia or whatever. Like someone's sitting down like Paul Thomas Anderson and going, I'm going to write this story about, a family of political terrorists. Yeah, I can't not engage. That stuff is like we talk about going to see Fantastic Four, so we could do an episode on it. I'm like, I really can't be bothered. Like I would rather wait and watch it on Disney Plus when I can be at home and chill and but something original comes out like Caught Stealing or Honey Don't or any of those people, I'm like, I'm going to go straight away. And if I go and see retro stuff, it's at the Astor and it's stuff that I really dig, like Jaws. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time. Sorry, I hijacked what you're talking about.
No, I absolutely love it, man. It's also like that's what's great about adaptation and art in general. It's because not only is it an original piece, it's also what you feel about it is unique to you. Like nobody else will look at it the way that you do, and that's why it's important. Yeah,
everybody's going to have a different read on something, and if it's an original piece, the thoughts are going to be so much more provocative than if it was Superman or which I've cooled on, honestly. I had a really great time with it and everything, but there's like thinking back on it, if I was to watch it again, there would be a lot that would bug me about it, I think. I don't know. But anyway, keep coming what you were talking about. I keep hijacking your thoughts.
No, it's all right, man. Okay. I watched, I'll do my last three because, I have to talk about Eden because it's not only is it just an incredibly well-written movie, it's long. It's long, and nobody told Ron Howard to go this long, but he did, and nobody said no, which is great. I love Ron Howard when he gets long and weird. But, oh, fuck.
I didn't say anything. You made that happen. You made that joke up in your head. I just laughed.
Man, the man is fucking 70, man.
I don't care. Maybe it's probably longer and weirder than you expect then.
Yeah.
That age. You're a big Nosferatu dick.
No, that was small, man.
Was it? Do you see Nosferatu's dick in Nosferatu?
Yeah.
I said that like such a yobbo then. Nosferatu. I'm just leaning into my Aussie. I speak much more Australian in parentheses when I'm tired, actually. My yobbo comes out. Do you see his cock, the vampire's cock?
Have you not seen the film?
No.
Fuck, man, you gotta.
I'm saving it for Halloween. Like, October's just around the corner, and I just do only horror movies in October. I can't fucking wait, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, there's also fucking in it, which is, you can imagine that with a vampire.
Yes, absolutely. What are you trying to get out? Eden, sorry.
Eden. It stars... I'll have to fucking look it up, man, because it's like how white people...
Fucking everybody. Jude Law's in it.
Yes. Sydney Sweeney, Jude... Why the fuck does she have first bill? It's Sydney Sweeney, Jude Law, Daniel Bruhl, Vanessa Kirby, Ana de Armas, and a bunch of other people.
Amazing.
Ana de Armas is fucking great. Like she's
an excellent actress.
She's incredible in this. Hans Zimmer did the score, which my jaw dropped when I watched the credits. Where I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Yeah, he'll sneak up on you sometimes.
Like the fucking sandworm from Dune. That's like, what the fuck? That doesn't sneak up on you.
No, it doesn't. It comes from miles away and you see it coming.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a spare dick in a porno. It's always there. Like a stunt cock, like a stand-in. You know, if the guy can't nut on command, they've got the guy waiting in the wings like half with a half lob on.
Oh, fucking stunt cock.
Yeah.
It's like when Tom Cruise can't be bothered to get hard, so they bring in a stunt cock.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They do that for pornographies. Yep. He's like, I went a fucking 2 weeks without all this nonsense in my head, and now it's all of it at once.
Anyway, I went to watch Eden, and when it ended, there was this older gentleman who just like was standing at the end of my seating row, and there was a bit of a language barrier. But he just wanted to talk about the film, man, and I've never had that happen. It was also like fucking 3 people in the theater, so.
Still, that's a nice interaction to have at the cinema.
Yeah, it was genuinely like something that like I can't believe happened. Like I genuinely still don't believe that it happened. Like it feels, I guess so. I have memories, but yeah, it feels like something ripped out of a fucking movie. Actually, Eden was great. It's long, but it's really good. Sydney Sweeney's horribly miscast in it, but everything else is great.
Awesome. That's great. I'm going to check it out.
Right. 2 last things. Materialist, really good. If you're expecting another Past Lives, it's not that. It's really not that. And Dakota Johnson is like actually good in it. The last thing I saw her in was in fucking Madam Web. So this is a huge step up. Congratulations to her. That's what keeps you away
from her wrestling. Yeah.
But yeah,
not because of Madam Web. I just don't think she's a very good actress. But yeah,
Pedro Pascal is in it. Chris Evans is in it. They try to do a thing where when they introduce Chris Evans, he just passes by and it's like it's not focusing on him. But I'm a fucking nerd, so I know his face like from a mile away.
Yeah, of course you would.
Yeah, and the other thing I watched like for the first time was First Man by Damien Chazelle.
Excellent
I watched it when it came out, but I don't think I had like the fucking brain to even understand it actually.
Yeah.
But
it's a pretty dense piece.
It's so opposite of what somebody would want a Neil Armstrong story to be, and it's so fucking good. Like it's genuine. Like at times it's a genuinely good adventure film, and at times it's just fucking heartbreaking, man. And to have the last 20 minutes of this film be absolutely fucking silent and just the score take over. Oh my god! I wish I would have seen it in fucking theaters, man. Yeah,
it's also to have so much of that film play in close up when the ideas are so big is really brave, because it's, you know, it's counter to the way that we understand those kind of pictures to be, whether it's Gravity or Apollo 13, you know, something like that. To play so much of it in close up is it's a genuine character piece, and I love that. Yeah, he's one of the best living filmmakers, Damien Chazelle. Whether you like Babylon or not, the guy's got heaps of talent. So excellent, wonderful. Well, let's do a little bit of nerd news before we get onto these weapons, shall we? This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I think this is total balderdash. Let me see. Multiple sources online. Okay, that's all it says. Citing sources. Keanu Reeves is rumored to be playing a version of Silver Surfer in Doomsday.
He is Lakeith Stanfield. He fucking said it. And then they had to remove...
What, sorry?
It's Lakeith Stanfield. He said it when they posted the trailer, and then he got his fucking comment taken down by Marvel.
So what did Lakeith Stanfield have to do with it?
Because he was cast as Northern Red, but he's not in the film. But he said that he was.
What a cheeky fucker. Wonder why. He's just trying to stir up some shit. Well, Keanu would be interesting, but I still reckon that's absolute fucking balderdash. I don't think
Wait, what did you
happen.
say?
Balderdash.
What does that mean?
Bullshit. Yeah, basically, it's a nice way of saying bullshit. Speaking of a nice way of saying bullshit, Marvel's Blade film will finally begin filming in 2026. Bullshit! It's not going to happen. I will be Blade before Mahershala Ali plays Blade. All right? Ridiculous. This news comes from Daniel RPK. The scooper. Is that something that we're saying these days? Is that what happens? Is that what journalists are called now when they get a scoop? They're called scoopers? Because that sounds like the thing that I clean the cat tray with, you fucking idiots. It's reporting Blades Marvel will reportedly begin filming sometime in 2026. The project is finally back in development after 6 years of constant delays and production issues. Mahershala Ali has already expressed his frustration with the role since being cast. And the dude's close to 50, so I don't know what they're going to do with that character.
It might be true, because Daniel RPK has a good record. They released the fucking Marvel Zombies trailer, last night. And Mahershala Ali is in it, playing Blade. But it's a fucking mashup between Blade and Moon Knight. Why the fuck would you do that? Because
What's Marvel Zombies, sorry?
In the first season of What If, there was this What If Zombies episode where all the fucking characters are zombies. And so this is taking that world, and that episode ends with Thanos coming to Wakanda and then becoming a zombie. So it's this bunch of people fucking superheroes trying to fight a world of zombies. And the only good thing about it is that Mahershala Ali is in it, so hopefully that is some indication of them moving forward with the project. And also Elizabeth Olsen is attached to it, which is hopefully that they come back or that she comes back, because I love Wanda.
That's awesome. I didn't even know that was happening. Very cool. Do you know what else is very cool? Jackie Chan says that he and his stunt team are working on Spider-Man Brand New Day. In an interview with HKO1, I don't know what that is. It might be a radio station or something. But anyway, Jackie Chan revealed he and his stunt team are working on the new Spider-Man picture. I went to London and visited the set. My Jackie Chan stunt team was busy filming Spider-Man, and I was the action director for the Jackie Chan stunt team, which is fucking awesome. Imagine a stunt team with Jackie Chan's pedigree of cool kung fu comedy in a Spider-Man picture. That's a fucking brilliant idea.
Yeah. Also, it fits so well with Tom Spider-Man, because it will genuinely give him a visual language that hasn't happened. Because the John Watts trilogy is great, but there's no actual visual language or style in that. It's very desaturated at times. There's not really a lot of swinging. So yeah,
it's just the Marvel Machine kind of look as well. Yeah, but to give it also makes sense with if you look at the difference between the way that Cap fights in Captain America: The First Avenger and then Captain America: Winter Soldier. Because he's learned all these new techniques. Well, Spider-Man's now on his own. He doesn't got technology to rely on. He hasn't got the Avengers behind him. Nobody knows who he is. He's going to have to get a bit more sort of down and dirty and, do things that he might not have had to do in the past because he's on his own. So it makes perfect sense that he would maybe be a little bit more trained in some sort of fighting style, I mean, it'd be cool if we saw him in a dojo and he was learning how to fight, because he just sort of knows how to fight. There's no real training going on there. He's just got spider powers and can kick ass, but really he should be you know, like Batman or Daredevil, like actually trained in some way. So anyway, speaking of training, there's no segue there. We're talking about weapons.
I want to talk to you about something before we go into weapons.
Oh, good. That means I might be able to do a better segue. Go ahead.
So with all the fucking Avengers Doomsday shit happening, I have a bad feeling, man. Not only is it not going to be great, or like not only is it not going to be good, I think they might fucking kill all my X-Men.
They're definitely going to get rid of them because it's a hard reset. Like they're spending $1 billion to hard reset the universe so they can start again and hopefully, you know, freshen up. But yeah, it's kind of a mess. The whole thing sounds pretty fucked up. I was talking to Gus from the Sequel Suck podcast, and he told me that they're filming without a fucking finalized script. I'm like, well, you're in trouble already. Like you can't do that. How are actors going to be able to do certain performances if they don't know where they end up, you know? Or Alan Cumming saying that it's, you know, he doesn't even know who he was acting with sometimes. You know, he doesn't even know what it was going to be. And that it's a superhero gangbang, a superhero orgy. Great. So is it just going to be Daredevil and Wolverine again? Is it all going to be just fan service shit? And is there going to be an actual story there? Like, that's what I care about.
I don't think it was good, and I don't call any of that like fan service, whatever, because it isn't, because you market it that way, right? And then you don't even get to see the flashback of all of them dying. Like it really didn't have to be all of them. It could have just been the core cast, you know, like James Marden, Halle Berry, and fucking Patrick Stewart and Logan, like that would have been it. But yeah, I just... Because the Fantastic Four are in it, right? And it doesn't... There's not a spoiler because they've been talked about it to fucking death. But that's not... It's 8 to 8. It's not 616. So they do have to go back. And if they do this fucking reboot and they don't go back and it's like they've always existed here, that means that we lose the one thing that made Fantastic Four so special. Was it that it did not look like any of the Marvel films, and then moving forward it will always look like it because we lose the 60s aspect of it.
Yeah, I can't speak to that because I haven't seen the film yet. But yeah, it's there's a lot riding on it, and it's yeah. I'm cautiously optimistic, but also I don't really care. It's gonna be what it's gonna. It's just a fucking movie. It's not gonna be the end of the world. I just hope Downey doesn't do that thing that everybody does, where he wins an Oscar and then puts in a shit, you know, genre performance like Halle Berry. You know, she wins an Oscar and then does Catwoman, or Charlize Theron. She wins an Oscar and then does Aeon Flux. Like it's sort of kind of this like thing that actors accidentally do, you know, because they get offered so much money, I guess. Because I think they offered him the moon in order to be able to do that.
Well, yeah, it's $90 million for two films. That's without back end, because he does have back end on those films.
Of course he does, and he's going to make a billion off of that. You know what I mean? And he's going to buy the moon himself. So crazy. Speaking of crazy, it's about weapons, and it's kind of about crazy people, but that was a better segue than the one I was going to try before. Yeah, so it's Weapons, Zach Cregger's Weapons from 2025, so a very recent release. Everybody, I was like, whatever. I knew it was the director of Barbarian, but I, you know, didn't really think about it. And then people started going to see it, and they were like, you have to fucking see this movie. It's outrageous. And they were absolutely right. I had some problems with it. But the thing for me, if you don't know what it's about, it's basically you know, a small town, and there is one particular class of children at a school, bar one child, go missing in the night. They just run out of their homes at 3 a.m. or something? Yeah,
2:17 a.m.
2:17 a.m. they all just disappear. And nobody knows how or why or where. And the person that gets blamed for it is the teacher of that class, who's this, you know, alcoholic climber, really. And she sort of takes the the brunt of the blame for it. And Josh Brolin is the father of one of the children who's kind of sort of investigating it outside of, because the police aren't doing anything. Because it spans months and, these kids have been missing for a really long time. So I went and saw it on your recommendation, on my friend Nick's recommendation. And I was talking to Nick the other day and he was like, you seen Weapons? And he goes, when are you going to do an episode on it? I'm like, we're fucking recording it this week, actually, my friend. So you'll get to hear it. So, Hey, Nick, how you doing? And then I can't really say anything else without spoiling it. So we'll get into that. We will do a spoiler section, but let's just talk about it in broad themes. How was your feeling about it straight up? Because you're kind of in the bag for this stuff. Yeah,
well, I didn't know I would like it this much, actually. Like I wasn't even optimistic about it. I was like, fuck it, I'll see what it is about. But I really, really liked it. Like I loved how it was different perspectives. I love how it built up to the climax, and I love that it's not all solved by the end of it, and like Zach Cregger doesn't spoon feed you any answers or like takes you by the hand and tells you, look at this, this is what's happening. Like it's up to interpretation, most of it, and it's more mystery than horror, actually. Like there's like 2 jump scares in it, and then the other, like the rest of it is just atmospheric horror until you find out what it actually is about, and then it's like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah, it's actual horror. I tend to agree. Its execution is almost better than its story, and Cregger has said, like, he goes to locations and he doesn't just scout, he shoots the film. Like he gets his camera out and has people do the blocking. And so when he turns up on set, he knows who he's going to get. And you can tell, like, it's so precision. It's such precision work at a time where horror movies in particular kind of lean into the more, the easy way to get scares, which is, your shaky handheld camera work and your whip pans and, that sort of close camera work and wide lenses. He's got a really traditional style. There's a lot of heaps of dolly work, which is really great, and lots of cranes and things like that. His direction and the cinematography was what I liked about it most. When the story I wasn't jiving with parts of it, I was still really enjoying it because it was so well made.
Yeah, absolutely. It's also like really well written. Like each part and each POV is like executed to perfection, but it's also written really well. Like it doesn't feel like it's dragging. Like I know one person who had like, this motherfucker, man, he said it was the worst film he's ever seen because it was not consistent. I was like, but that's the point. But that's the point that the film was making, that it's not. So how is you getting the point, making it the worst film ever?
I think people kind of get snagged on the kind of the vignette style, flitting back and forth to see things from different perspectives, different characters' perspectives, but it still has a linear structure. Like in terms of the way that you understand information, the way information is doled out is still a 3-act structure. You've got the opening, which is our principals, and we see what they're like. Not principal of the school, obviously, like the principal people. And then you've got the middle section, which sort of gives you the information about what's happening. In the middle of that, you get the story about the little boy who was the only one who didn't go missing, and you understand his story. And then the 3rd act is basically when the cop goes into the house. And that's they're your acts, but it doesn't feel like that because it does go back and forth. I will agree that there's probably maybe 1 or 2 too many of those. There's too many perspectives. You could probably get rid of the junkie one, even though I really enjoyed it. I don't get me wrong, I love that part of it. And it's even scarier if you don't know what happened to that cop.
That is true. That is very true. And I understand where you're coming from. I would have loved to just have those two chapters as one, because then it's a linear, but also, yeah, it's the cop thing is so fucking horrifying because also he's not a good person. He's not. For what's his name? Fucking Han Solo, Alden Ehrenreich. He's so good. He was in Ironheart.
He was in Ironheart.
Yep.
Oh, good. Yeah. He was in one of my favorite Coen Brothers films, Hail Caesar, as like a cowboy actor who they try and get to do serious movies and he can't do it because he's used to being a cowboy. Yeah, he's really great. The whole cast is really good. Josh Brolin's fucking selling it. The middle-aged white dad who's just all inflamed and then gets a bit of correct information and has to calm the fuck down. And the young woman who played Silver Surfer, whose name I always forget, she's from Ozarks. Julia Garner. She sells it too. She's not very likable either. Mm-hmm. She's a little bit tactile with the kids when she shouldn't be, and the only one who's really kind of safe or pure is Benedict Wong's character, the principal, who fucking gets it first. You know what I mean? Like he's really great. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll do some spoilers shortly, but we'll give you a warning beforehand. But yeah, it's excellently performed. There's so much going on with the characters that has nothing to do with the story as well. Like there's that great moment where Josh Brolin's sleeping in his son's bed, and it's obviously been going on for months, and his wife just sticks her head in and says, "I'm going to work." Like they don't talk anymore. Like they lost that kid, and she realized that he didn't actually really love her. He only loved her because she gave him a son, and now that son's gone. That love is gone as well. That's really specific. Julia Garner's character of the past that she's had, her over familiarity with the kids, and her drinking as well. She's a professional drunk. The scene where she falls asleep wasted in the car.
Dude, that scene is the woman comes out and incredible.
Cuts her hair. It's so good. We'll just talk about it for a second because it doesn't give anything away. But she's watching this house, where she thinks that this kid is the one who was the only one who didn't run away at 217, and it's all one take, and she's it actually smash cuts. It's a really interesting smash cut from her drinking the booze that she's put into the cup. And smash cuts to her completely poleaxed out in the front seat of the car. And you just see somebody come out of that house and walk all the way up around past the window. And then all you hear is the door open and the weight distribution of the car change. And then the scissors, and she just snips a bit of her hair. My anus almost closed over. Like it was so fucking tense. That's where the real horror was for me. When they get into the proper horror of it, or where the cop he's patting down the junkie and he's like, "Is there anything in your pockets that's going to stick me?" And he says no, and he puts his hand in there and he gets stabbed with a syringe and then punches the kid in the head and realizes that his body cam was on. That to me was the tense part. Oh no, he might have something. Do you have AIDS? He might have something. And also he's just fucking assaulted somebody as a police officer as well. Like the stories within the larger story was what interested me the most.
Yeah. I feel like it does such good world building. Like it's so rich, and it doesn't need to be, like the story doesn't require it to be that way, but it just is. And it enriches the viewing experience, to say the least. And you
kind of get everyone, like even though they are in some cases not good people or deplorable people or are having hard times at least, you understand them, like their motives make sense. Makes sense to them. Like it's not necessarily the right thing to do all the time, but you kind of get them, yeah. We're just going to start talking about stuff that will be spoilery now because we're kind of at the point where we can't do it any further. I said before, I thought they were going to explode, which would have been cool. But yeah, so spoilers from here on out. I must tell you, the witchcraft thing really bummed me out. I was like, is that it? I kind of rather would have not known at all and just had these kids just like, you could still have the crazy witch character, you know, the aunt, who's, you know, using these people to remain young. I mean, she's kind of like, she's an energy vampire in a lot of ways. Not Dr. Sleep style, but yeah, she kind of performs witchcraft on people and kind of, you know, takes their essences and turns them into zombies and people who can be controlled through her witchcraft and sent out as weapons. You know, she does it to BD Wong. She you know, you just see him, you know, insanely running towards Julie Garner's character and taking her out, and his, you know, face is covered with blood and he hasn't blinked, so his eyes are all fucked up and he's just been running for hours and hours, I guess.
Well, he's also smashed his husband's head with his own and it's swollen up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, what happens is the witch, when she, you know, she's got this plan to kind of usurp these people's power, you know, particularly her niece and nephew, or her, whoever it is, the parents of this young kid, and kind of sucks the life out of them so that she can remain young. When she has an obstacle, she does witchcraft by, you know, taking an article of that, you know, something that person has touched or is their personal belonging, wraps it around a stick, because it covers it in blood, and then snaps it, and then the person who's like been put under this spell then goes after whoever it is whose article is on that stick, and BD Wong goes after Jennifer Garner because she got the hair that we talked about before. And having all those kids in the basement, just, you know, standing there and not doing anything, like, that's fucking freaky ass. But anyway, the point is that if it was still that woman, but you didn't explain how she was doing it, that would have been really cool, I thought. I don't know. Just the witchcraft thing was a little bit easy.
Because I don't agree. But I also see where you're coming from. Because I feel like it really did work for me. I didn't see that coming. I know, like, he writes, like, Josh Brolin's character writes a witch on Julia Garner's car. I said fucking caravan, which is what the fuck? That was foreshadowing for something I didn't know was coming. But the thing that I love about the POVs is that the least important one is where you get the most, is the fucking junkie who breaks into the fucking house and then walks into the fucking 17 kids missing. And dude, that slow turn with the fucking sound, it got me twice. Because I watched it and then I watched it again, and both times I genuinely jolted in the theater because it was so quick and like they all turn at the same time towards him. And I love how he's stealing the fucking silverware. And that scene, and like, especially when you know that the witch is active in that, and you, like, the parents suddenly get up, and the camera move of like the camera just staying on the door while he's trying to open it, and then you just slowly see them like close the door. And dude, this motherfucker just goes and sells the forks that he's clearly stolen. And then sees the sign, reads the kids, and then looks at the reward, and then decides maybe I'll say something about this.
He's like, the weird comedy that you get out of that character is special. Like, it's really funny to because he kind of cracks the code. You know, he cracks the whole case, but because of who he is and his needs, it all goes wrong. Like, it's really, if it was just a person going, hey, this is what's up, and, you know, then he goes to see the cops and there's the other cop there, he's like, what did I fucking say to you? And he chases him, you know, in the car and stuff. Like, if it was someone else, everything works out fine, you know. I think that the other thing that it benefits from is that the information that you've got, like if you were to play it linearly and they were all playing over the top of each other, it's kind of the same amount of time in terms of like story, the conservation of story, like the conservative storytelling that's going on, which is really hard to do these days. Movies are overly long and drawn out, and they sometimes overstay their welcome. This is lean. This is really lean in the way that it gives you the information that you need at various points in an unlinear way. But if you were to make it linear, it would the timeline would still work out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's also like, and I don't know, I feel like the POV distribution is really well done. Like the only one that really annoys me is the cop, because it's so entangled with the junkie. But it's also like you get to see how he's a horrible person, but then then when he dies, I don't care.
There's a little bit of wish fulfillment in that she kind of gets him drunk and takes him home, and he sleeps with her even though he's engaged to somebody else and all that stuff, and then she gets to kind of kill her shitty ex-boyfriend in the house when he gets afflicted by the witchcraft. So yeah, there's a little bit of wish fulfillment there. The part for me that really sold the ending though was because the story that gives you the most, the vignette that gives you the most, is the little boy's story. And you find out what happened. His aunt was coming to stay. She's been unwell. You see his dad and his mum's relationship with her. And then all of a sudden he comes home from school and his parents are automatons. And the aunt has taken them over. And she says to him, if you fucking tell anybody about this, I'm going to do this. And she makes them stab themselves in the face with a fork, repeatedly. And it's absolutely haunting. And then his journey of feeding them every day and going to school and pretending everything's okay and doing what his aunt tells him to and all this kind of stuff. If she gets, sicker and sicker. And then she says to him, I need articles from all of your schoolmates in your class. So she takes them and does a spell on the entire class, and that's why they run away and they run to this house and stay in the basement. And she feeds off their power from that. But his story, like if you get well, will you go home? Like the tragedy is really there, but also then the power of his understanding of how it works, that he has to take the stick and cut his hand and put something of hers around it and snap it. And then she will become the target of all of these, in parentheses, weapons. That chase scene at the end where all the kids are going after the woman is fucking fantastic. Like they're smashing through walls, they're coming through windows. She's losing her fucking mind because she knows what's going to happen. And what has just been almost a psychological horror movie. There's been a few moments of gore, absolutely, but just mostly a psychological horror movie. They tear her apart
like fucking paper, man.
It's amazing. Yeah, like a Stretch Armstrong. It was just, it really killed it, and then Brolin's like following the devastation, the detritus, the wake of these kids, and then sees his son and runs over and grabs him and hugs him, and the witch's death kind of signifies the end of this curse, but the runoff of it is going to continue. Like that was the best part for me at the end, where it's like the voiceover, because it starts with a voiceover explaining what had happened, and it ends with a voiceover saying, whatever the young boy's name is, such and such's parents still, he doesn't feed them anymore. Someone else does that, because they're obviously in a home or whatever. And the kids, all went back to their homes. And about a year ago, some of them started talking again. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, it's not this sort of snap, Buffy the Vampire Slayer version of witchcraft where as soon as the spell's over, everybody's back to normal. This thing has run off. This has a long-lasting traumatic effect on these kids. That was the most horrific part of the whole thing.
Yeah, man. That's the that's the best thing about this film for me. Like it's the thing I like the most, and it solidifies that the title Weapons is the witch weaponizing their innocence, and that's like it hits so different, especially in the world that we live in, but also because at some point something like that happens to so many people, and there's there are the three deaths. It's death of innocence, death of morality, and then death of body. And death of innocence is something that you don't really realize. It just happens and it changes you, and you don't know why. And
and you don't necessarily notice it until after the fact as well. It's something that you become cognizant of as you become older, and you're like, oh fuck, that's when it happened.
Yeah, and also, this is my favorite. This is my favorite part because it starts with the voiceover, and I think we kind of spoiled it a little bit. So people, if you haven't watched it, please do.
I don't know why that people would listen to an episode of a podcast on a film that they haven't seen if they're intending on watching it,
You underestimate the power of people who just want to hate things.
Or people who just love to listen to these sexy voices and these big-ass titties. Sorry. You listen to big-ass titties? That doesn't make any sense, Riggs.
Well, really? It does to me.
Does it? Okay, cool. Hearing titties. Just, oh, mate, my fetish. I love to hear titties.
Yeah. It's just.
What do you mean, like coming around the corner, or like what do you mean? Just bumping together and I don't know.
What the fuck?
I have no idea. We've been serious all episode mostly.
It's just coconut oil. That's the trick.
Slippity dippity dippity coconutty. That's fantastic. Coconut oil for your coconuts. Just want to shout out both Zach Cregger and Hayes and Ryan Holiday for the score. Just fucking fantastic. Excellent horror score, but also really good in the quieter moments. Just that real subtle work going on, which is hard to do in movies in general these days. And I also want to shout out, I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce his name correctly. It's Larkin Saplee is the director of photography. This is one of the best looking films I've seen this year. It should get, not that it means anything, but it should get an Oscar nod for cinematography. I hope that it does, because that was one of my favorite aspects. It's just how clean and precise and the intent of the camera and of the camera moves and the lens choices and all that stuff. It was really, that's what I got out of it more than anything, was the craft part of it. Yeah. And not the craft, the movie about witchcraft. I mean, the craft of making movies.
Yeah, the cinematography is genuinely like top notch here. Unfortunately, it's a horror film, so the Academy won't recognize it as a film. So.
Unless it's, The Shining or some shit. But excellent. Well, should we go through sort of like our favorite bits or something before we get into questions?
Yeah. There's a bit of trivia though. So both Julia Garner and Josh Brolin were not the first choice. It was going to be Elizabeth Olsen in Julia Garner's role and Pedro Pascal in Josh Brolin's role.
Well, did they say, oh, well, Pedro's been in every other movie this year, maybe we shouldn't? Because fucking hell. The dude's in Fantastic Four, The Materialists, Eddington. What else? That dude works.
Yeah.
He was in Gladiator 2 last year. Like, he is can't be stopped.
Yeah,
and he's doing TV. Yes. He must be exhausted.
Zach Cregger said that because Pedro Pascal left last minute, it was because of the strikes as well. But he said it in like because I've only read the quote. I don't think it was like an actual video interview, but he said it like kind of like bashing him, maybe, that like he left so last minute that they almost shut down production. but then Josh Brolin got cast in it. I think Josh Brolin fucking nails it.
Yeah, that's a trade up in my book. Josh has got the angry dad vibes, that I don't think Pedro's too soft in a lot of ways. Brolin's got that real harsh edge,
Also, like, you really need to hate Brolin until he saves her.
Yeah, or until he's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
That moment after Benedict Wong's character, attacks her.
Also, one of my favorite line reads in this whole entire film is when he shows her the map in the car and he's like, "Look at this." It's like fucking amazing. Because what else would you say?
It's real matter of fact. Yeah, it's real matter of fact. I love it. Yeah. For me, sort of my favorite three kind of aspects of the picture are the kid's story, the fact that the little boy is kind of like the fulcrum. He is the focal point by which all other story elements, revolve or hinge. That's really, really smart screenplay writing. So yeah, I think probably the script is, even though I feel like it didn't need to have as many vignettes or whatever, I feel it's a really solid script based around that little boy's story. So yeah, that's probably one of my favorite things. What about you?
Adding to that point, I think one of the most cleverest tricks that this film pulls is the voiceover, because it takes you about a second or a third viewing to realize that the voiceover is also from a kid who then learned to speak again. That was because there's no other way that kid would know all this.
All the details. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's working on a bunch of levels, that, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite things is just the end fucking run, dude. It's such a tonal shift, and it's like it wouldn't work. It genuinely wouldn't work in any other film, but it's done so well. And
it's kind of funny because she's losing her shit knowing what's about to happen, and you want her to get it, but she's also being chased by children. Like, it was really, really clever. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's also like she's running, and then you get like the different perspectives. Like, you get the family who's just having dinner, and then they just look past, and there's this old woman running outside their lawn, and then there's just a cluster of 17 kids following her, and then there's a lawnmower guy who just sees this crazy woman run, and then it's again a cluster of 17 kids just screaming behind her. It's fucking great.
I like it how that's just happened, and then Josh Brolin turns up, and that woman's like, "There's a man in here now! There's a man in here now!" Excellent. I think, again, I can't say enough about the cinematography and the beautiful visual storytelling that's going on. It's really classical and in a very contemporary film. Yeah, I think that's the choices that are being made cinematically are really specific and not doing the horror thing of making it cheap and nasty. They're putting some real prestige work in, and it shows, and it elevates it to the level of, the way people are seeing it, that it's getting a big release, that it's getting a lot of buzz, because it's not just, the next Final Destination movie or whatever, which I know the new one's supposed to be really good, Bloodlines or whatever, but, it doesn't look like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like, the cinematography and the music lend itself so well to, like, this world in general, and they're used so well, that it amplifies like the atmospheric horror, because like it's all about this fucking dread, and like you don't have answers for this horrible thing that has happened, and it's like there's no answer for 2 months, and people are desperate, and some people are grieving, and some people don't know how to grieve.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, absolutely. What about you? What's another aspect that you enjoy?
Well, what's your number one?
I think it's probably the outside of the film, the great moment where, so inside of the film, the great moment where you realise what's happening and how the witchcraft works, even though I thought it was a bit lame just in terms of it being, oh, okay, it's just witchcraft. The mystery was more interesting to me. The snapping, and you see Benedict Wong just completely poleaxe his own husband. And they're eating like 4 hot dogs each. Did you notice that when she rings the doorbell?
No,
they're having a day. They're having a day together, and he brings out like a tray of hot dogs, or maybe it's 2 hot dogs each, and a bunch of chips and stuff. Like, that's a fucking awesome day.
Yeah, it's also this has been like gone viral on the internet, but on the tray it's 7 hot dogs. So like, who's getting the extra one?
Is that right?
Yeah,
I reckon Benedict Wong has like 4, and the other guy has 3. But anyway, so the moment you understand that, but for me, it really is Zach Cregger just sitting down and going, I want to create something from scratch. I have an idea, and I'm just going to see where it takes me. That's storytelling at its purest form of discovery and finding out how things happen, and the letting characters tell you where to go. These things take on a life of their own, and that is far more interesting to me than any adaptation or IP farming, or like, I still like those movies, don't get me wrong, but the place that I'm at now, the original thoughtful material in genre or not is kind of what I'm digging the most. So that would be how I would recommend someone go and see it. I'm like, you've never seen anything like it. It's a 100% original piece of work.
I think my favorite part of it is just the open-endedness of it. Like, it doesn't, there are no like solid solutions and solid end to a problem. Like, these kids were traumatized, and their innocence was weaponized, and they're changed because of it. And the reason why they're like, I would say the moment that they snapped out of it was when they killed her, and to have the memory of all of it, and then realizing that the last thing they did before actually being sort of in control of their body was tear a woman apart. That'll fucking do it.
Yeah, especially if they have like a perfect recall of that. If the trauma of it, of the spell, like if the spell, when broken, doesn't revert them back to where they were before they got before it got cast, so they go back to and not remembering anything that happened. If that's not the case, and they remember tearing that woman apart and their children, there's a lot of not coming back from that shit.
Yeah, and also like Alex's whole story with like him trying to save his parents, like
the little boy.
Yeah, like that's one of the most heartbreaking parts, is because he's not able to. Like, they're for better or for worse.
No, that's it.
Like, they're gone. That they're not there. Like, I don't even know what that last scene of them hugging him means, because the voiceover says that they're being fed soup somewhere else by somebody, and he's with another aunt, and that's not as cruel as this one. And it's just that whole boy's life is ruined because of somebody trying to have power over people.
Yeah, and trying to remain young forever, as is how people start feeling when they feel the age creeping in. It's an excellent movie, everybody. We highly recommend it. Please go and check out Weapons 2025. I know that's the year, but it's also the year it came out. Do we have any questions this week?
We do, but I have 2 questions for you about this film.
Yes. Well, let's do the question theme first.
So I have 2 questions, and then there's one from Chaz, and then the other one was so cool that he asked me like last night. I was like, fuck it, I have to ask you on the podcast now.
Okay.
All right. So my questions are, number 1, what do you think the gun means?
The gun?
Yeah. Like, so there are 2 nightmare sequences in this one. And the one with Josh Brolin is that he's following his kid, and he goes to his house, and above it he sees the huge machine gun.
Yeah. I'd say it's probably like a masculine fantasy of like, if I had that, then I could solve this problem, like the solution is in the masculine, and it's hanging heavy over him and over the incident. That would be my read on it, but that's could be completely random. Who knows? That's
interesting. I feel the complete opposite, because I feel like so much of this film is also about addiction. like addiction to alcohol and addiction to like
hot dogs.
Oh, hot dogs, not being faithful, to drugs. And I think for Josh Brolin's character, I think it's addiction to not getting any closure. Like it's like the addiction then becomes obsessive about not having an answer. I feel like the gun represents if there was an answer, like if they would have just been killed, I think it would have been easier for him to at least understand, you know, because he doesn't understand, and that's a horrible, horrible thing. But I feel like moments like that you don't get in movies because that's like the fucking tree shot from Prisoners. Because why? And then it's just up to you to interpret it as
to figure it out. Yeah.
My second question is, what do you think? Why do you think that Aunt Gladys was in their dreams? Like, especially for Julia Garner and Josh Brolin's character.
I mean, it might be sort of a mass hysteria kind of thing, you know, like she has a hold over the town, she has a hold over them, or it could be some sort of, you know, she is getting into people's dreams and like that's how she finds targets, or she finds people who might foil her scheme. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think she's that's her power. She can get inside people's heads and, you know, get in people's dreams and feel them out or frighten them if that's what she wants to do. You know, that's definitely a mind crafting kind of thing.
I generally don't have an answer for it. Like I don't know what that means, but he gave one of the most incredible lines of Josh Brolin's career, which is he wakes up and says, "What the fuck?" And
I know the way he says it is just spectacular. I laughed out loud. Just so great. Yeah.
Also, when you watched it,
excellent.
Were there people laughing while like in the chase at the end?
No, I was pretty much alone. There was like two other people there, so
damn,
it was during the day.
The first time I watched it, I went opening day, and it was a packed theater, and I was scared to laugh, and then one person laughed, and then I started laughing, and then everybody else just laughed at the end. It was like, what the fuck is even happening?
I was having a giggle. I think it's a really funny movie. So awesome. What's Chaz's question? Hey Chaz.
Hey Chaz. What is a fear of yours that could be turned into a horror film in a new and innovative way, and who would you cast?
Snakes. On a plane. Oh, no, they did that. Well, I'm afraid of snakes and heights. So, you know, the movie where those two girls are stuck on a big tower and they can't get down?
Oh, The Fall?
It's called The Fall or something. Yeah. That, but there's also snakes.
It's just two snakes slithering upwards.
Yeah, exactly. Just two huge snakes and the fall. So if I fall onto snakes. That's kind of it. What about you?
Just do a fucking remake of Arachnophobia, man. I fucking hate spiders.
Yeah, spiders can suck a dick, mate. They're shit heaps.
Man, I hate because like my friends are so.
Why do you need that many eyes? Why do you need that many eyes? You don't.
Why?
What are you up to?
Also, why always inside shoes? Like why?
Yeah.
Also, my
pants.
My friends are fucking. Don't get the fucking pants idea in my head. I have to go to fucking uni after this.
Yep, and put your pants on.
And my friends are so fucking assholes.
I like the idea of you turning up to your uni class with no pants on, and someone's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" You're like, "Well, he said pants when I mentioned spiders, and it fucked me up, and I don't have any shorts."
That is true. I don't have any shorts.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So remake Arachnophobia. Who would star in my Snake Fall movie? If they're a proxy for me, probably James McAvoy.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And if they're a proxy for Emily, the woman from Rogue One.
Oh.
What's her name?
Felicity Jones?
She looks like Emily.
For me, it'd probably be fucking Jack Black.
And then he'd get cancelled being cast as a brown person. Or they would put him in brown face.
What the fuck?
It's like, you can't do that. You can't do that, Jack Black.
Yeah, but my arachnophobia has nothing to do with my fucking race, man.
That's true. Yeah. But I just thought we were going for, like, you know, at least similarities. Because, I don't know, there might be lots of different spiders where you are than where there are anywhere else. You know, America only has a few.
Yeah, but it's because you've got all of them.
We do. Most of them are here. Yeah, you're absolutely right. All the ones that fucking bite you and you don't make it to the phone. Redback spider, funnel web spider, huntsmans.
Stop!
Daddy longlegs. Whitetails, you get a whitetail, you get fucking necrotite and fasciitis. You get your body starts eating away at itself. Nah, fuck all that shit. Okay, do we have another question to get away from this
man? One? Yeah, we do. I hate huntsman spiders so much.
But if you, like, at least in reality, you know that they can only get so big, right?
No, because that's the thing. The biggest one I've seen was just a baby. What the fuck do you mean that's just a baby, man?
Yeah, but I mean, because of the size of the capacity of their lungs, like the size of their lungs as relation to their body, they can only get so big, or they'll reach critical mass, and they can't. Their bodies can't sustain them. So the spiders can only get so big before they, you know, stop growing out of necessity. So I just mean it's not going to be like 8-legged freaks where they're all giant and stuff like that. That's never going to happen. Crabs are bigger.
No, I've seen huntsman spiders bigger than crabs.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Man, you should move.
You should move.
Look at the idea of your house burning down and you walking away from the flames. And, you know, oh my God, Addie, what happened? There was a spider. So I just burned the place down. I had to do it, you know. It was either that or move, and, you know, this seemed quicker. Now I know I got him. Anyway, sorry. What's the other question?
This seems quick.
It does. You got to put the place on the market. You got to get people in. You got to clean it. You got to sell the thing. You got to get like, fuck it, burn the shit down. There's a spider in there. Did you see him? There's a fucking spider in there, and he was as big as my head. He can't get any bigger because his lungs are only a certain size, but still, fuck that guy.
Okay. Last question. And I have my answer for this already. What would a Brightburn style film version of Batman look like? So like an alternate universe Batman. However, you're not allowed to say the Flashpoint Thomas Wayne shit.
No, I mean, if he becomes, it'd be if his parents get killed and he gets off on it. He's like, oh shit, I kind of fucking like this dead body, blood, murder stuff. You know what I mean? And he becomes Dexter without the morals.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be my idea. So it's basically, you know, he's the Batman or whatever, and he's a serial killer, and people are fucking terrified of him. And he gets around killing people. You know, the Batman strikes again, and he's drunk their blood. Like that would be the thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, he exsanguinates people. He literally puts them up on a hook upside down and cuts their throats and drains their blood, and that's his serial killer trait. And he's the Batman.
Oh, fuck!
He's human, but he drinks the blood. Like and he goes around just murking people. And there's a cop after him whose name's Jim Gordon, and Jim Gordon's on the case. That's a fucking good movie.
Damn, man.
The Batman. Yeah, I love it.
With a tiny dash in between.
Exactly. That's a good idea, Chaz. Well done. What's your idea for that?
Oh, man. So mine is that he goes fucking ultra violent.
Okay, yeah.
Like in the alley where his parents get shot. Like his parents get shot, and then there's like bad stuff fly away, and he sees his parents shot, but like in this universe he doesn't freeze. He's like overcome with rage, so he attacks the gunman, and he scratches him, bites him, or whatever to get a hold of the gun, and then he empties the barrel in his face, right? And then he explains to the cops that it's self-defense. Through his life, he becomes obsessed with the idea of fucking killing people. So he goes out at night, kills people. Then those people come back because it's Gotham, so they're part of gangs. So eventually he kills all the gang bosses and takes over the crime empire. But the more power he gets, there are more urges of him trying to kill people, and every time he does it, it breaks him, like mentally. And so eventually he every 2 or 3 minutes, he gets so overwhelmed by so much emotion because he's compartmentalized and all the shit that's gone wrong. And so that every time he gets overwhelmed with emotion, he has to kill and destroy everything in his path. And so every time he does it, he cackles a little.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, friend. Excellent. Well, there you go, folks. That's our idea for what would be a pretty fucking dope, bad Batman movie. Thanks very much, Chaz. And that's Weapons as well. Please do go out and see it. Like we said, it's well worth your time. Addy, there's something you wanted to put out there before we get out of here?
So September is Suicide Prevention Month. I just want to say to anyone listening to us who is struggling with their demons, I hope you know that you're loved, valued, appreciated, and that you matter. Thank you for being here and thank you for existing. Stay strong.
Thanks again, everyone. And remember, fuck hate.
Love wins.